A month after they've disappeared, and 10-month-old Saraya Paulwell and her mother, 27-year-old Toshna Patterson, are confirmed dead. The prosecution told the Home Circuit Court on Friday that their key suspect, Leota Bradshaw, came to Jamaica for the sole purpose of ordering their death. She allegedly conspired with her cousin, Roland Balfour, to hire hitmen who successfully shot and burnt their bodies to a crisp. Leota Bradshaw has been charged with 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to kidnapping and murder. Roland Balfour, Rashane Miller and Richard Brown all have identical charges: 2 counts of conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to kidnapping and misprision of felony. The indictment suggests Bradshaw began her plot on September 5 when she learned that politician Philip Paulwell fathered a child with Patterson. Bradshaw also has a child with Paulwell. She reportedly contacted Miss Patterson on Facebook and said she, Leota Bradshaw, is Paulwell's wife. She then advised Patterson that a DNA test is needed to confirm Saraya is her spouse's daughter. The very next day, on September 6th, Bradshaw, who is a U.S. citizen, arrived in Jamaica and through her cousin contracted Rashane Miller and Richard Brown to fulfill the dastardly deed. She then allegedly met with these men at the Stony Hill home address where she was staying the night she arrived. The men also went to scope Miss Patterson's home the same night. These alleged criminals were reportedly paid $100,000 in the equivalent of US dollars and were promised another $400,000 after the job is complete. The men returned to the Stony Hill address on Thursday, September 7 to allegedly further discuss the execution plan. On the morning of September 9, the murder accused Bradshaw made several calls to Toshna Patterson's phone. Bradshaw arrived at Patterson's home shortly after 7 a.m. The prosecution says evidence shows Patterson leaving her home and entering an SUV parked at her gate. She remained in the vehicle for 15 minutes, then the vehicle drove away at 7:22 a.m. The prosecution believes Bradshaw brought the pair to Stony Hill in the vicinity of where she, Leota Bradshaw, was staying and delivered them to her co-accused Richard Brown and, quote, other persons who are yet to be apprehended, end quote. The prosecution believes that the pair were then taken to Hills in Kingston East, where they were shot and their bodies burnt. On Friday, October 6, the police visited the crime scene and reportedly found blood, dried bones, and other items of evidentiary value. That's the extent of the prosecution's voluntary indictment for Leota Bradshaw and her cousin Roland Balfour. Their legal team, which included Deborah Martin, Bert Samuels, and Matthew Hyatt, say more time is needed to prepare and present their case. Mrs. Justice Simone Wilfries ordered Bradshaw and Balfour to return to court on December 1, 2023. Until then, Martin has asked that any update in the case be communicated through the court and not through the media. She accuses the police of providing details to the public before the defendant's team is notified. I'm Natalia Clark, CVM News.